actually,
I need to go grab another gun.
Actually, all you four, no, Vince, stay here.
Okay.
You four at the meeting. So the other day, Patar highlighted 3 people in the gang, right, who he felt were disrespectful.
Ooh!
So
I gotta stay for this press. I gotta stay for this press.
Do you disagree or do you agree?
I'll be honest.
I'm hearing through the grapevine that some of you guys disagree, and disagree. Why don't you say it there and then?
Oh!
So I'll be honest. I was shocked whenever he said J and SK, because I've had conversations with Jay and Patar. We've told him multiple times, like, basically kind of like told him that like how much we back him, and obviously he's our second coming because we're gonna listen to him regardless. And that, you know, we've told him, and I think SK was actually even also in one of those meetings, of the fact that like he needs to be more like less lenient with people. Like this is we get like whenever the first like Dean stuff happened, that he shouldn't be like, you know, like more lenient with people. He should be actually being stricter with people.
Go on, Sam.
Because that's what happens. That people, you know, we basically were trying to back him. Is basically what happened. So that's why it came as a shock to me, because Jay and I have had multiple conversations with Patar about how we back him and respect him as a 2IC.
I mean, like going back to like why I didn't say anything. Me personally, I haven't seen much of Jay or Sparky disrespect him, but I didn't like have their case because if he said their names, he must have said it for a reason, right? He might have a personal issue with them, you know, which he may have mentioned their name. But with Matt, I can see, like Matt has been disrespectful multiple times, but he is, as we talked about that day, he's been trying to step up and improve.
Don't you think one of you should have said like, "Oh, I don't really agree with that," on the day?
I probably
basically you're letting your gang members, like your fellow gang members, just get pushed under the bus.
So
I didn't see that.
The only rereason
I love Tommy Tate, bro. I'm getting back so heavy.
Patar, as in how he felt if certain people disrespected him. I don't. If I was to speak on that, I wouldn't necessarily know, because this is how he's communicated with those people. You know, like there may be stuff that we don't necessarily see.
And
yeah. Go on.
Well, because Matt asked me yesterday. Brought up
Kieran, thank you for the £1.
And, I mean, the thing is, I did tell Matt, I was like, the thing is, we can't sit there and say, no, these people haven't been disrespectful to you, because what we think is disrespectful may be completely different to Patar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was kind of like looking at it in that sense.
Letting him speak his truth, basically.
Yeah, because like, who are we to sit there and say like, oh, they haven't been disrespectful to you? They could have been, but it's just to him, it's in a completely different light.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, I only had my vest not even 2 weeks, so I assumed when he said that there was stuff I didn't see or hear of. But from my point of view, it did seem a bit odd for him to name those people.
You also weren't a chain member, so it'd been you speaking out loud a little bit.
Exactly, yeah. I also felt like the meeting was a bit of a speak when you're spoken to scenario, you know?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. I'd rather one of you said that, to be fair.
I just see it as like, even with UT or Els or Patar, I just trust in your man's judgment. Whatever you man say, you man do it for a reason.
Judgment.
Yeah, of course.
So you trusted Patar the fact that he went out on his own that day?
Well, like,
got him.
We all told him what he done.
Oh god,
right?
funny.
But you still trust his judgment if that's the judgment he makes?
I mean, people make mistakes. It's the
That's
same
also
with
cap.
anyone.
Not everyone said that.
In the past, we've all made
Did you
mistakes.
trust his judgment the fact that he said J and SK?
J and SK? As I said, he probably has his own personal.
You won't trust his judgment, so.
Well, as I said, he might have his own personal reasons as to why he may have felt disrespected by them, innit?
That's what Saint said, though. You didn't say that.
I did say that though.
Haha.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Like,
oh, I actually live.
Well,
I actually am privileged. Chat, can we just take a moment to appreciate how privileged SK is right here? Bro doesn't have to deal with this.
Who do you think does disrespect him then?
Mainly just, well, I don't think people disrespect him as much anymore.
No, you're gonna say someone then. So who are you gonna say?
It would just be usually like the usual.
You are.
Just Matt, but like.
Just Matt.
That's Matt.
At one point, we all don't just like we respect him as a friend, but not as a leader. That makes sense, you know.
I don't know if that's true.
But now, no. But now it's been improving. But that's how it's been for the past couple months.
What you just said.
No, I've said in the past. Like, now it's been improving.
You said that we respect him as a friend, but not as a leader.
We all did. Like when now it's improving more
So
as
now
like.
you all respect him as a leader.
What?
Is that what you're saying?
Okay, listen. It's progress, okay?
Nah,
Like,
bro's been
It
caught
was like a big
lacking.
change where you leave and then
Bro's been
the
caught
target's 2 IC,
lacking,
and
bro.
then everyone needs to adapt, and obviously sometimes takes longer than usual, innit?
But I'm gonna be honest.
So
I think
especially-
now, though.
you're digging a hole.
I'm saying-
now, or no?
I'm
You said
saying
it
we
takes a
are
while to adapt.
slowly adapting.
But you're still adapting to the fact that he's leader.
Like I respect him
Like
as
3
a
months
leader.
later.
No, I still respect him as leader, and I don't think I disrespect him these days. But like this,
I mean, what are you trying to say anyway? Go on.
Yeah, no, I was honestly just gonna say I think a lot of us do respect him as a leader. I'm gonna be honest, Fed. I think you started talking and you didn't really know where you were going there for a second.
I didn't have to elaborate on what I was trying to say.
Yeah, because I think a lot of us do respect him as a leader. I think a lot of the time for Batar is that I think he doesn't necessarily like hammer in his points a lot of the time, so he may feel like I almost feel like he concedes a little bit when he asks for stuff to be done. And I think that might be why he feels like people don't respect him sometimes.
Do you think
He
he's a good leader or not?
he won't ask you twice to do something.
Do you think he's a good leader or not, though?
I'd say so.
I would say he holds. I would say he holds a few like good attributes of a leader, right?
Yeah.
I think he's very productive, and I think he
You
sets
haven't got
a
beat
good
around the bush.
example.
I'd rather use him.
Whenever he actually,
no, but like there's certain things that I do feel like he does really well as a leader. I just don't think
I
when
would
it comes
respect
to
you more
when
if
it,
you said to me no, but I think.
well, yeah, but like what I'm gonna say is.
Oh,
is
I'm having the greatest time ever. This is class.
I think the only
This is class, bro.
Answer the question.
This is fucking class.
But you're trying to find some nice points to say
No,
about him to make it sound
because
better.
I just don't. I don't think that he can vocalize what he wants in an effective way to make people do stuff. That's what I was trying to say.
That's a no, then, isn't it? So that's a bad leader if you can't.
Well, there you go. That.
You know what I mean,
Yeah.
go on, say it. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say is that the thing is, if given, whenever he's like actually leading, he's a good leader. But the problem is that he.
Have you got an example of that, like a moment when he's actually leading?
Like, I mean, after the whole like Dean situation thing.
Oh God.
Where he
What's
obviously.
the Dean situation thing? What happened?
So when the whole like him, Steve, Nunu,
Oh.
Dean had some beef with him.
Remember
with
when I was
Steve.
like banned off the block, quote unquote?
Yeah,
and you
that
woke me
whole
up?
situation.
Yeah,
I
that
think
whole thing.
so. I'm gonna wind this back to like who I think doesn't like respect him. Was like I would say the two main people were Matt and Dean. Like blatantly didn't respect him at all. That has improved completely. But like to sit there and say who doesn't respect him now, I think everybody does respect him. But I think people who do question him a lot as far as leader goes. And like. And the thing is, I've had this conversation with Patar multiple times about how he's afraid to be too stern with people because he wants everybody to have fun, which is good, which is fine. But at the same time, you also need to be stern with people.
Basically.
Yeah, basically is what it is.
He just
Yeah, I
doesn't
think
put
his
his
biggest-
dick in
I
down.
think his
Across the
biggest
point to you
issue-
because he has to hold your hand in the process.
Yeah, and
It's
the
like
thing
a
is,
daycare type vibe.
yeah, and the thing is, he's told me like because we've had this conversation is that he thinks that if he makes a call, then people in the game will not back him. Is basically what it is, which is why he doesn't make like crazy calls, or like calls that like probably should be made. Is because he said that he doesn't think that the people in the game will back him.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. The whole high command concept was pretty much my idea because of Patar's concerns about people not respecting him. I told him he needs to pick out the people in the gang he does respect and put them in a position around him where they'll help him. Right?
That makes no sense though, right? Because then he put people in place who he respected, but he told me didn't respect him back, realistically.
Yeah.
Two out of three.
Yeah. I think his biggest issue is putting the foot down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't want to put his foot down a lot because he thinks that people either won't respect him or he's too afraid to be lenient on, or not.
He's
lenient.
done it time to time,
We've gone
but
nowhere
no.
because no one has the motivation to go anywhere. So no one needs to go anywhere. You ain't gonna get called out on it, are you?
Yeah.
You can place it all you like. Nothing gonna happen to you because you're gonna hold your hand the whole way through complacency.
Which I think that's probably a reason why a lot of us have gotten complacent with what we're as a gang, is because, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
SK,
I mean, I
anything
see
to
it.
add or say about this? As someone who was high command, SK?
I think this is what I said to him on the balcony. He does not believe he is his role. He has a hard time believing he is actually second in command. He said numerous times that it's not a role he ever wanted. It was a role he was stumbled into. And I think he spent...
me though, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I never became leader of the Mandem because I chose to be leader of the Mandem. It was voted that I became it. And then from that point, I had to adapt and learn how to even be a leader. You know what I'm saying? So like, as much as I hear that, it's a bit too late to be having imposter syndrome like 6 months, 8 months down the line.
Well, that's what I was going to say is...
And around people who you're more than comfortable with. It's not like there's some brand new gang who you don't know, you have to get to know. Like, he knew this gang from the get-go, inside out. A lot of you guys came in with him already here. In fact, all of you did. So it's not like he was already like above you in that front. He's already been here for a long time. He knew the ins and outs of this gang way more than all of you. So he should feel the right anyway to have to speak to you and say, this is how it is, this is how it goes. And if I've put my trust into him to put him in that place, then he should
I need to stick my eye out with a fucking screwdriver.
Does justice to it, right? So just by sitting there and holding hands and doing not a lot doesn't really do it justice. You can feel a certain way, you have to act a different way.
I honestly feel like because he said that numerous times, like the 9 months or however long it's been that he's been doing it, it feels like it's been a learning process for him rather than...
It's a long fucking learning process though. 9 months.
Yeah, well, I know, that's what I'm saying. I say, like, I feel like he to this day still has struggles to truly embody the role that he has.
I'd rather he just did shit and fucked up, like made leader calls and made big decisions, you know? And at least he would have grown from it. Where it seems like he's been at the same point the whole time, where he's not really wanted to make too many big calls, done too many things out of place. I hope to keep me happy and you guys happy, but in turn, we've gone nowhere. Because we're like stuck in the confinements of the safety net that we're in.
Yeah.
In the comfort zone. You've basically been put in the comfort zone.
Yeah.
And he's in there too with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
The only way you're going to grow in life and anywhere, and even in the city, right, is if you're going to push yourself out of that comfort zone all the time.
100%.
I need to speak to him anyway, but he ain't about. He texted me saying he had a chat, but the one big call he did make though was to go to that place on his fucking own.
Well, part of me thought he thought that was what was the disrespect. Because me and Jay were very vocal about that fuck up. So I low-key thought that might have been why he thought we was disrespectful, because we called him out for that thing.
Too right though, you should. Even as gang members, you should. Like there's certain moments here where you say, yeah, you don't speak up to your leaders or anyone above you, but in moments like that, then you can. I feel like you're justified. If it's fucking, you're gonna see me make a mistake like that ever.
You can still be respectful when bringing something like that
Yeah.
to him. You don't have
He also asked us to do that as high command. When we was brought in, that was one of the main things. He said, bring me up on my wrongdoings. But I don't know if he
So did you feel like
could take it.
Did you bring you brought it up to him, right?
Yeah.
Did you feel like he felt disrespected because you did do that? Did like?
I mean, I think it's no secret that when sometimes issues are raised to him about himself, he gets quite defensive. I wouldn't be surprised by the way he switched in that meeting if that would be one of the reasons why he thought he was disrespectful. Because logically, if he would have said that to me, though, I would have felt better than the Oompa Loompa bollocks.
Yeah, fair. At the same time, with the whole bench situation, I also know he probably felt like no one in the gang helped him with it enough, probably. He probably felt like because of what things I said in the past, where it's a Mandem only thing, he probably felt locked in that he couldn't get other people involved. Which I told him was stupid, because I said if no one's helping you, then you should be going out and getting people you do trust.
Well,
even the Mandem members.
If you don't mind me just kind of butting in, I don't know how many people in the circle feel this way, but I kind of felt this way when it came to, you know, the bench. was that was kind of like his thing in a sense. Like I didn't really feel like I could definitely get stuff from him, but it wasn't necessarily like I could help him with it. That's kind of just.
So do you feel like you could have gone to him and said, "Oh yeah, like I want to push this on the street"?
Well,
Yeah,
I'm not.
he
I'm
could
not
do
saying
that.
Yeah, he was open about that.
I could go. Yeah, I could go to
He
him, and
encouraged
I
that.
did that.
Yeah, he encouraged
I
it.
did
He
that.
encouraged it.
But I think
But,
it's
like-
more the fact of like actually going to it and helping, like protect.
Yeah, I
it
mean,
and
it should
shit.
be pretty secretive anyway, because if everyone knows,
Well,
it,
yeah,
that's when
yeah.
it goes
Yeah.
wrong. But obviously,
Yeah.
it wasn't that secret because they've been watching him for God knows how many months. They said.
I think
So-
for
I
as
have
long
heard
as
him
he's
say that like every gang in the city knows about it. At least.
yeah, I mean, as long as I've known, he's only asked to come with him and like do Overwatch at least like 2 times,
Yeah, I've done it a couple times.
and I know that he's
Yeah.
gone like more than that.
Him and
How do you
Denzel
think
would
the whole
usually
city knew
pair
about
up on
and
it,
where
innit?
was?
From
Because
my
of where it was
understanding,
before we got it back.
Yeah, the whole Dean, CG knew, GG knew.
Probably start from Dean, right? Realistically.
Yeah, so probably
Yeah.
just spread word, innit? Over time. They said they've been known about it for like almost a year now. So it's like,
So has Dean tried calling any of you?